Hello, and welcome along to Adobe After Effects Basics with your host, Robert Smith. In this more advanced text animation video, we're going to look at something called animators. Now, how it works is, I first of all set some type, the word animate, by clicking on the stage and typing in animate, and I've made it that big at about 422 point and white and sitting in the middle of the stage. Okay, now, with all text layers, or with all layers, if we twirl this down, we have a transform section with all the normals, position, scale, rotation, etc. But we also have these more advanced things here called animators. So if I click on this little arrow, like that, you'll see we have, again, some more properties we can animate. So let's start with scale. So if I click on the word scale like this, you'll notice I get a thing called animator. And I want to change the name of that so I'll know what it is. So I'll press return. Type in scale and press return again. You'll notice now we have a little stopwatch here, so that means we can create a keyframe. So if I click on the word scale like that, and I go to about 2 seconds long like this and drop it right down to very tiny, about 20%, then go to 4 seconds and bring it back up to 100% again. We'll have this lovely little animation. I might just copy those 2 keyframes by dragging a marquee over the top and Command C to copy, or Control C on the PC, and I'll just paste those in like that. So let's see what that effect looks like. So what it's really doing, it's sort of animating within the line itself. Very nice indeed. I might even close those up a little bit by dragging a marquee over the top of them and holding the Option key down and just dragging that N1 so it happens over, say, 4 seconds like that. Very nice. Okay, let's add another one. To do that, I'll click on this animate again. Let's look at skew. So if I click on skew, you'll notice now I've got some skew options down here like that. So at about 2 seconds I want it to start to skew, so at 2 seconds I'll put a keyframe for skew like that, and then move along a little bit and just skew it to the right just a little bit, move along to about that keyframe and skew it to the left like that, and then skew it right back to 0. So not only is it getting bigger and smaller, it's also skewing from side to side like that. Okay, let's add another one. As you can see, we can add many animators to each layer. Let's look at fill color. Let's say RGB. Now it's gone to a default red, so I need to change that back to white by clicking over here. You'll see if I click on that red thing and just select white, and if I put a keyframe in now for fill color like that and move along a little bit and change that color to, say, a mid blue like that, and then at the end I'll put it back to white again. By clicking over here, you'll notice After Effects is giving us automatic keyframes every time we change any of the properties. So now, as you can see, the text is getting bigger and smaller, it's skewing, and it's changing color over time. Let's add one more. There's plenty you can play around with, and you have a lot of fun with these. And this is how all the presets are made. Once we've looked at the presets, you're probably wondering how they put them together. They do them using these animators. So I'll just look at this last one down here called blur. And I'll just drag it up a little bit like that so we can see it a bit better. And blur's only got one property, which is like blurriness, so I'll just start off with 0 blur like that, and I'll put a keyframe here, and I'm not changing anything, so I'll just keep it at 0 by clicking over here on this little diamond. And now I'll bring in some blur. I'll blur it so it just blurs very dramatically, and then I'll bring it back to 0 again like that. So as you can see, you have total control over your font with things like blurriness, color, rotation, scale, and all sorts of things. So I would encourage you to have a look at these, not only to use presets and to use our transform functions, but these animators, and they're to be found whenever you make a text layer, just here under the word animate by clicking there. And they all have keyframes, and it's lots of fun. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.